What's up everyone? How are you guys doing? This is footage played at max level. For those of you who've never heard this before, max level actually starts at 301 and everyone that is level 301 matches all the way up to max level at 713. So my character in this footage is level 375. Don't ask for build because there's no build at that level. Alright, so you guys came here probably wondering, what's up with max level? Like, what's different? I hear sometimes people in the comments saying that we play at low level when we play at 125, saying that the real ganks are at max level and that max level invasions are harder. And honestly, I haven't played at max level since the game came out, and so I wanted to check it out again and see for myself, if anything changed or there's any surprises. And I'm sure you guys will want to know as well about the activity level, how it holds up, etc. So I'm going to tell you right away. Surprisingly, I was actually very surprised, but max level bracket is very active. I would say it's about on par, perhaps maybe even a little bit more active than meta level. So quite surprised here, but the biggest surprise came in a sense that most of our invasions, not just most of our invasions, like the vast majority of invasions are actually versus PvEers, even at max level. So at max level, when you invade, you mostly invade versus people that are legitimately going through the game for the 100th time. As far as the gameplay experience changes, I've noticed something that did not surprise me at all, actually, and will not surprise any veteran of the series, but perhaps the new players are going to be surprised by this, but no surprise, the players that play at max level are honestly all pretty much very bad. When I say bad, doesn't mean that you're automatically become bad if you play at max level. I didn't lose, well, actually you do lose some brain cells when you go to max level, but you don't become bad like right overnight as soon as you reach max level. But the thing with people that play at max level is because you have so many levels, the game structure really falls apart in a sense that you don't really have to worry about managing your stamina anymore because you have 99 of it. You don't have to manage your FP anymore because you have such a big bar that you don't have to worry about it. Here on this particular character, I decided to not level my FP too much because honestly I don't really need it for this character. Another thing, at max level, because you have so many stats, no matter what you're using, you can do a ridiculous amount of damage. So the thing with max level is it gives you so many crutches. It just gives you everything you'll ever need for any situation, and it lets you spam as much as you want. And I think this footage, I chose this specific clip because I feel like it really showcases the max level experience pretty well. Not playing against really anyone remotely good, which is really, like I said, 90 to 99% of invasions at max level, but you're going to be faced with a challenge of having to deal with all that spam. So for most of the footage here, I'm pretty much like waiting on the hallway because they were shooting a lot of various spells at me, and I was pretty much forced to wait out. But in this particular map, in the Annex Tunnel, I think it's called, it's sort of weirdly designed where if you go back down like I did here, you can't go back up. So a lot of time I had to back up here, and then I had to use one of the finger to respawn up top. But I had to be careful because at some point the host realized that he could just send phantoms and resummon phantoms infinitely and just send them down, and then I'd have to beat them, and I couldn't get back up to catch him, so he would just start resummoning people and sending people down. So that's going to be most of the footage here, but this is not just what I want to talk about. I also want to talk about the weapon damage, the infusion. Some of you probably already know this, but at max level, the weapon infusion that does the most damage is not quality. It's actually either blood or poison. Blood and poison, for whatever reason, I think this is an oversight. I don't think this was intended, but for whatever reason, blood and poison have the highest physical AR possible for any character, and pretty much will out damage strength, dex, quality, pretty much any other infusion, even split damage. So not only that, but on top of having the highest physical AR, you also get the bonus of either the bleed buildup or the poison buildup. Here in this footage, I have both lances, one bleed, one poison, which is a bad idea. I was just playing around with it, didn't really care too much, and quite frankly, I did not really need that buildup either. I played on stream the day after this footage with 2 bleed lances, and you would just bleed people so damn fast, like it was not even it really makes no sense, honestly. So max level, you get access to the fucking craziest damage possible, which makes it very easy to finish people off. Like, you separate one opponent, 2-shot, boom, it's done. Like, if you thought the lancers were doing a lot of damage at meta or at any other level, let me tell you, at max level, they don't forgive. And that's true for pretty much every weapon. If you infuse your weapon for a bleed infusion, you'll do nasty damage. So all in all, it's easier to win invasions at max level because of the damage output that you pour out. And for the most part, like we said, because the players you're fighting are not necessarily good or experienced, they won't really take advantage of that themselves. Theoretically, you could see someone that does, and it's going to be you're going to be more on even footing, but it comes down to high risk, high reward type of deal again, which kind of favors the invader, because when you do low damage, it's going to be harder to finish someone off. So because you deal high damage, it's going to be easier to kill someone. Even though you can be killed yourself mathematically, since you're already at a disadvantage when you're fighting multiple people, this sort of favors the invader. Alright, so another thing that I wanted to mention about max level specifically is the magic, man. There's so much spamming at max level. It actually, I'm gonna be honest, it has its charm. It was a lot of fun playing at max level and having to deal with all that magic spam. It might sound tedious, but when I played Dark Souls 2 at max level back then, I also had this feeling when you've been playing at meta for a while. You kind of adopt a structure, like a way to play that will kind of be like your go-to to win invasions. But when you go to max level, it's a bit more chaotic, and there's a bit more of a unpredictable nature, because everyone can spam everything as much as they want, and it makes it a lot more chaotic. So that little chaotic factor can kind of make it a lot of fun. Like, I don't think it would be fun to play like this all the time, because it is kind of brain dead. But for someone who does not really get to experience that very often, that little chaotic factor really adds to the experience of max level invasions. Okay, going back to our initial invasion, let's finish this one. The host was hiding up top throughout the whole time, and he was summoning blue phantoms. He was resummoning also his yellow phantom constantly, and I had a plan on the back of my mind, because I only had one finger left. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait to kill at least 2 of them so that I don't have to deal with the gank up top, and I'll use that finger when there's only the host remaining. And eventually that's exactly what happened. 2 of them went to the bottom because the host tried to send them to kill me, and then he thought he was safe up top, but that's when I used the finger, and that's when I tricked him, and the host was all alone by himself at the top trying to resummon his phantoms yet again. I'm sure you can predict how this last invasion went, but I'm gonna let it play it out anyway. Thank you everyone for coming by. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you guys up next time. Take care.